Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Disney Plus wave Captain America and his Build-A-Wings. I'm just gonna get into it. Let's just get into what Sam comes with. So starting off, he comes with this pack here on the back, which is just plugged in by a peg hole, as you can see right here. But he also has that on his pack with the wings. So there's a reason this is on here, because he comes with a base stand like that. So it's an alright base stand. It'll just help him stand. It really doesn't help him fly or anything like that. But he also comes with a red wing, only one because of concept art. So they only knew he had one red wing. They didn't know he had two. But you can plug that in. Mine's a little warped, but you can plug that in and have it flying over his shoulder, which is pretty freaking cool. As you can see right there, all the detail on him. You can actually move him around on this peg thing too, so you can get him into whatever pose you want. You just gotta be careful about it falling out, but no big deal. And as for the wings, we'll get into the shield in a moment. As for the wings, they go up and down, and then they bend here and all that good stuff. And just the coloring on this is fantastic. It matches his suit perfectly. Actually, that's not true. The dark red is what should be on the suit, but it's a kind of a brighter red. That's not a big deal, though. Really not a big deal to me. I'm not quite sure if I put the wings on correctly or not. I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure. Because you got this in the back here, but then like the pegs look nice right here, but then they don't here, and I'm not quite sure if it should bend the other way, but you can get him into the nice wing closing pose. And also this pops off constantly, so I'm not quite sure if I have it on right or not. Someone will tell me in the comments. And the wings just poured on his back like so. So here he is with his wings, and how freaking cool do those look? They look really good, and they move too, unlike the Select version or the old Legends version. So that's really nice. I like that. And of course, Captain America has to have his shield, and this looks really good. I like this thing. I do prefer the Diamond Select one though, because for two reasons. One, it actually fits on Sam better. This one's very loose. Sam doesn't come with any alternate hands. He just has these open, kind of relaxed hands, so they don't actually grip the shield properly. But the fact that these are smaller, the holes are smaller, this works better. And they're the same size, so they work. And the paint job's better on this one. So just putting that out there. If anyone has that, it looks a lot better, and I will show it. But this is good. I like this. This is awesome. You can see all the different notches. You can see it looks exactly how it does in the series, which is fantastic. And here Sam is with the shield and the wings, and just how awesome is that? And then here's with the Diamond Select shield. Also, how much better does that look? I personally think it looks a lot better. The color matches more accurately. It pops a little more for me personally. But both shields are great. This one can just also fit in his hand a lot better, so I use it more when I'm messing with the figure. Going over the detail on the figure, I already showed you the wings, but the head sculpt, you can see his eyes in there a little bit, which is really cool. I kind of wish that these were completely clear, though, so we could actually see his eyes like how it looks in the show. The line work on mine's a little off, though. Not too big of a deal. It's only really noticeable whenever you're looking for it, but if you're just looking at the figure, just glancing at it or messing around with it, you don't really notice it. You can see the texturing all throughout the cowl and the whole suit itself. It's got the stars on the side here. It's got the star on the front, obviously. It's got the red right here. The different textures throughout the entire suit. His knee pads, his shin guards, the boots, the gauntlets, all that stuff. Sam's suit is just amazing. Like, I cannot get over this suit still. I mean, I don't know if I said it. I think I said it in the Marvel Select video, but my first Hot Toys figure is going to be this. So I'm very excited about that, because I love Sam Wilson, I love Anthony Mackie, and I'm just so freaking happy that we finally got to see him in the Captain America suit. Been a long time coming, because it had been 2 years since Endgame after that point. So, and as for the articulation, his head can go down that far, can go up that far, can tilt, rotate, all that good stuff. The shoulders are the only problem that I have with this figure. The only problem. I hope that they do, which is so weird because I normally don't like when they do that. I hope that they do the gluing of the, like how they had set up Endgame Steve. I bring him in real quick, how it has this like kind of pliable on the actual piece itself, because if you look right here, you can see the paint is chipping off, because if I do that, it actually is starting to, is it really not going to show up on here? You can see it right there. It's starting to chip off on here, and I'm kind of worried about that happening. Or, you know, if they're going to remake this figure for Captain America 4, just cast this in white and then paint the blue underneath. That would be better, because then if it does run into it, it actually won't chip the paint at all. And you keep the same sculpt. You won't have to worry about it. You just got to mold it in a different color. But he has bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that are very tight, but they go up. I picked the wrong arm to do that. Mine's stuck on that side, but up all the way. His hands can go back and forth and rotate. As for the torso, can go forward really freaking far, back really freaking far, waist swivel, legs go out really freaking far, legs go forward and back, Yeah, all right. They go pretty all right. Can rotate at the thigh, double jointed knees that go that far. Could go better, but not bad. No boots or anything, but the feet can go back that far, can go up that far, and ankle pivot. Very tight detents though, so be careful, you don't want to accidentally tear it. And now going over some size comparison. Here he is next to the Diamond Select, Marvel Select, Captain America of Sam Wilson that we got a couple weeks ago. And then the Endgame Walmart exclusive Worthy Cap. And this also further proves why we need a updated Cap body for Steve, because this is just, it's rough. I mean, it looked fine before, but now the more figures that we get, the more accurate looking figures that we get, this is rough. It is rough. But looks good. Also, I love seeing these two together. They look so good. I do wish that we had this red though on this figure, but it's really not a big deal. There's very subtle differences, but I prefer the shield more because it's a tighter grip on Sam, so I don't have to worry about the shield falling off, because I've had quite a few instances where I've gotten Sam into a pose with this shield and then it just falls right off, and I'm like, damn you, damn shield. And while the peg holes don't match up, here are the wings together, so you can see this is all one solid piece from the Marvel Select, and then of course the Marvel Legends from this figure. And this looks really good. If you could though, this would look really nice if you could figure out a way to do it. This would look really cool for just having poses like this if you don't want to have the articulation, because it's just all solid piece. Here he is next to US Agent and Bucky from this wave, and this looks really good as well. Also, I cannot believe that I put Steve on Sam's left and I didn't say on your left. I was going to just do it and edit it and be like, oh, I'm so funny because I made that joke in the moment, but I didn't, and I'm mad at myself, so you have to be mad at me too. But this looks really good. I like this scaling. I think this looks nice. As I said in the past, like, 3 reviews, I've recorded so many reviews today. As I've said in pretty much every review that has something to do with this wave, Bucky, oh my god, your proportions are terrible. They need to redo this Bucky and then fix the colors and do a different helmet, this, and then do a 2-pack of those two, because that's what we need. That'd be perfect. And then here's the whole wave together, and this is just such a solid, top-notch wave. Like, they really did not mess around with this wave. They were like, you know what? People like the MCU stuff. Let's start giving them full waves of MCU stuff. Because we get full waves of comic stuff. Why can't we have full waves of MCU stuff? I hope that they have sold so many of these because they can finally realize, oh, hey, we can do whole waves that are nothing but MCU stuff, and it'll sell. Which they should have done that from the jump, because it just makes sense. But they're finally doing it now, at least hopefully. And I hope that this is the status quo going forward, because I'd love to be able to just do full comics and full MCU waves going forward. But yeah, I can't get over this Captain America figure. This is just, it's amazing. I have no words. The shoulders, that's the only problem that I have with the figure. Everything else, I love it. It's the Sam Wilson that we've been waiting for, and I'm glad that they didn't just try to reuse some of the parts from the old figure, because his proportions, and he was just so small. His arms were so thin on that figure. I don't know why, but they finally got Anthony Mackie's proportions right. They finally did a good Captain America figure, honestly, because we've never gotten a really perfect Captain America figure, and they finally did it, and it's for Sam, and it's amazing, and I love it so much. And I love this wave. It's a really solid wave, because people were mad that, you know, you couldn't just buy Sam and get the wings with him, but if you're a fan of Falcon and Winter Soldier, you're a fan of the MCU, you're a fan of all of this stuff, at least you most likely are. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.